Hi guys, in today's video I'm going to be showing you the steps on how to find the mean absolute deviation. So our first step is to find the mean of the given data set. So you will always be given a set of numbers like this, and the first step is to find the mean or the average. So we're going to add all the numbers up, and when we add those we get 38. And then we need to divide that number by how many numbers are in our set, and we have 5. So it's going to be 38 divided by 5, which is 7.6. Okay, so after that step, we move on to number 2, where we subtract the mean from each original data point. So here's our mean, and these are all of our original data points. So for the first one, I would do 10 minus 7.6, and I always put the bigger number in front so I get positive numbers. So 10 minus 7.6 is 2.4. So then I'm going to move on to my next number in my data set. So I do 7.6 minus 5, which is 2.6. My next one is 7.6 minus 6, which is 1.6. 9 minus 7.6 is 1.4. And then 8 minus 7.6 is 0.4. Okay, so now my third step, I'm going to find the mean of the new sets of numbers. So these are all of my new numbers, and I need to find the mean or the average of those. So first thing, I need to add them all up, and when I add all of these up, I get 8.4. And then I need to divide that number by however many numbers are in my set, and I have 5 numbers. So 8.4 divided by 5 is 1.68. So our mean absolute deviation is 1.68. Okay, let's do another example. The list shows the grades of 6 students on their Unit 7 test. 75, 81, 96, 43, 86, and 72. What is the mean absolute deviation of these numbers? So let's go ahead and follow our steps. Our first step says find the mean of the given data set. So we need to first add all of our numbers up, and when we add these numbers up, we get 453. And then we divide that by however many numbers are in our set, and there are 6 numbers, so 453 divided by 6 is 75.5. Okay, now we can move on to step 2. Subtract the mean from each original data point. So here's our mean, and here are all of our original data points. So the first one, we're going to use a 75, and remember I put the bigger number in front so that I don't get a negative number. So my mean, 75.5 minus 75 is 0.5. My next data point, 81 minus 75.5 is 5.5. 96 minus 75.5 is 20.5. 75.5 minus 43 is 32.5. 86 minus 75.5 is 10.5. And then my last one, 75.5 minus 72 is 3.5. So now I'm done with that step. Let's move on to number 3. Find the mean of the new set of numbers. So here are my new set of numbers. So I'm going to add them all up, and when I add them all, I get 73. And then I need to divide that by however many numbers I have, and I have 6 numbers. So 73 divided by 6 is 12.16 repeating, so I'm going to round it to 12.17. And that is my mean absolute deviation for that data set. All right, let's look at another example. The list shows the height of 4 students in inches: 63, 70, 68, and 73. What is the mean absolute deviation of these numbers? So step 1, I need to find the mean of the given data set. Here's our set of numbers. We need to add them all, and when I add them, I get 274. And then I need to divide that by 4 because I have 4 numbers here. 274 divided by 4 is 68.5. My next step, I need to subtract the mean from each original data point. So I'm going to take my mean and subtract them from all of these data points. So 68.5 minus 63 is 5.5. 70 minus 68.5 is 1.5. 68.5 minus 68 is 0.5. And then 73 minus 68.5 is 4.5. Okay, so now step 3, I need to find the mean of the new set of numbers. So I'm going to add all of my new set of numbers together. And when I add them all, I get 12. And then I need to divide them by 4 because I have 4 numbers. So 12 divided by 4 is 3. So my mean absolute deviation is 3. Okay, let's look at one last example. The list shows the number of pets of 5 students. 2, 4, 1, 2, and 5. What is the mean absolute deviation of these numbers? Okay, my first step is to find the mean of the given data set. So I'm going to add all of them together. When I add them, I get 14, and then I need to do 14 divided by 5 because I have 5 numbers in my data set, and 14 divided by 5 is 2.8. Okay, my next step is to subtract the mean from each original data point. So I'm subtracting 2.8 minus my original data set numbers. So 2.8 minus 2 is 0.8. 4 minus 2.8 is 1.2. 2.8 minus 1 is 1.8. 2.8 minus 2 is 0.8. And 5 minus 2.8 is 2.2. So now I need to find the mean of the new set of numbers. So I'm going to add all of my new numbers together. And when I add them, I get 6.8. And then I need to divide that by 5 because I have 5 numbers in my data set. So 6.8 divided by 5 is 1.36. And that is my mean absolute deviation.